It's like, oh shit, put my phone away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Opinionated Lushes. Whoa! I mean, I feel so bad because Dawn's here. She's a fucking
She's
trooper.
sort of.
She's here in
I'm
physical.
present.
Yeah, you're present. Yeah. So remember, if she coughs, bonus drinks. Take a drink.
Take a drink.
You guys are gonna be plastered.
Well, Jessica's
way
the
I
only
like
one
me.
drinking tonight.
Jessica's gonna be plastered.
Yeah.
It's just
You can ask
beer.
her what she's drinking.
Yes, Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking beer, but it's just a Sleeman cream ale because my grandparents, my in-laws, gave me a case. I don't usually like bottles, but it's here. It's beer, and I'm drinking it.
Sonia, what are you drinking?
Coffee. Yeah, like I said in pre-drinks, we're doing our live stream event thing in 2 days. And I've been working all week, and I work real early in the morning. So it's just coffee. I'm being a crybaby today.
That's fine. That's fine. Speaking of which, this is coming out after the live stream. So if you were at the live stream, let us know. Did you like it? Was it good for you?
Yeah.
I hit all the right spots.
I'm drinking tea, and I have Hiccabis. I ran out of peppermint and I ran out of honey lemon because I've been drinking it all week. And then I got water, and then I got cranberry ale. I got all the drinks going.
I'm not gonna drink gremlin there.
Okay, I have to be. Fluids are important right now.
It's true. It's true. And drink.
Right.
Drink again.
Okay, we're back to the wheel of choices, decisions.
Yes,
themes?
the topic wheel.
Topics. Thank you. I forgot a
it
word.
it says wheel picker wheel, so I guess that doesn't.
I
don't
the
think the
wheel of
word
choices.
picker.
Picker wheel. Oh, Rocket. Of course. Hold on, buddy. Let me go get your adult fucker. You pick now. Hold on, buddy.
Needy.
He needs to pee, but I can't just let him out. We have like a whole bunch of things to do. There we go. Rocket. There you go. Thank you. Okay.
Picker.
Wheel of choices.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Okay, that's what to say, guys. If one animal was made the size of a whale, which would be the scariest?
Okay, I just want to say, whales are pretty fucking scary.
Yeah, on their own.
On their own. Like, I am terrified of like the ocean and stuff. I started playing this video game called Dredge. And it's just like a fisher game, nice fishing sim, whatever. But then it gets dark. And then there's like giant fish that attack you and tentacles out of nowhere. And it came out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And it's terrifying. It's terrifying to me. So whales?
Size of just whales. I love that the orcas are still doing their orca shit. Fucking love that for them. Like
for them, at it. But that still scares me. Like they grow legs, we're fucked.
Yeah, we're like, oh no,
they already
They're
breathe
not going
air.
there. You're safe.
Yeah, we're fine as long as
we
don't become rich enough to get a yacht. We're okay. Like
until they come on land, then they're gonna like see an average house and be like, "Huh, that looks like a boat." Land
like,
boat.
Oh, it's a land boat. Like, wouldn't that be a car?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like, not all boats move. Like, you can anchor it and stuff. Maybe we're just anchored land boats.
We're got it. We're anchored. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be trailers?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm thinking whale brain. Like, if you've never seen a house before and you've only ever seen boats, and then all of a sudden you can come on land and you see a house, you're gonna be like, huh, they have the same furniture that they had in that yacht.
That's
in
right.
their house.
That's right. Like fucking barbecuing. That's where we're going. And they're on their like their fins, and they're like
like that's terrifying. I guess okay. What size whale? Because there's different size whales too.
Yeah,
are we
talking
like
a beluga whale? It's nothing.
Yeah.
What about a blue whale?
Yeah,
okay,
like
we'll do the biggest of whales.
Giant. Yeah. Okay.
First of all, a lot of animals that size won't fit on land. It'll get real crowded real quick.
Yeah, there's I know like what zoologists or whatever, like those that study animals, like there's the theories. It's like the bigger the species, the less number of that species, just because they require so much food. That's why there's billions of bugs, because they're fucking tiny little fuckers versus giant animals that are getting smaller and smaller. I mean,
well, I think the problem with the blue whales is that we hunted them a lot, and we killed their lands, their home, the ocean.
Yeah,
that's my theory, because there's a lot of ocean, like way more ocean than there is land. There's way more room for those whales to be. We just ruined it.
There's so much, but we don't even like whales have to stay close enough that they can come to the surface because they breathe air.
Yeah,
but there's so many freaking things in the deep, deep, deep sea that we haven't fucking touched yet, and that terrifies me. Oh my god! Now I'm thinking of squids, giant squids and shit, and it's giving me the heebie-jeebies. I don't like the ocean.
They're so cute. I would love like an octopus friend.
Friend.
What about octopuses? Octopi? The size of whales.
Oh,
no way.
That's like a slimy spider, man. Ooh.
A slimy spider?
Yeah.
And they're smart. Like they went to space or something, and they did like they were. Oh no,
they learned to take their own photos in a lab.
Yeah,
like
and they can open jars.
Yeah,
and if you're not giving them their snack fast enough, they'll climb out of their tank to go get it and then go back.
Did you see the little decoy octopus?
Oh my god!
Decoy. Okay, no, I'm on TikTok. I gotta send it to you. So they made this little decoy octopus, and he's like rubbery, and he has a camera built in, and he kind of like waddles on his little like tentacle things. And during there was like a predator in the area or whatever, and an actual octopus nearby, little guy, and the little friend octopus like blocked kind of the little octopus while he hid while the predator went by, and then the little octopus like now follows the decoy octopus all over.
We need more of these like feel goods.
Okay, I do have a question.
Yeah.
So like things like octopi, like they're very smart even though they can be very small.
Yeah.
So if it's bigger, like blue whales that were also considered very smart, and their brain is now bigger, is the animal we choose now smarter?
Oh, probably.
Well, I think it doesn't matter. Like for the size isn't what makes it smarter. It's the whatever those electrons, synaptobapidas in your thing that makes you smarter. Like the connectivity of the, there's words that make
the like neuroconnectors or what.
Yeah, and I think humans have the most of that, and that's why we're considered smarter, and our thumbs. But
I think animals that got thumbs, and there's other.
Oh my god, I'd be terrified of raccoons. Oh my god, no. Those would be bears with fucking thumbs. That's what that would be.
Bears. I would be scared of a whale-sized bear.
The bears are fine. You're just like, I'm bigger, and then they leave you alone.
But you won't be bigger if it's the size of a whale.
Oh, how would that okay, I'm trying to imagine like a fucking whale-sized bear going through the forest. Okay, just boom, boom, like the trees like moving.
Yeah, it would be a fucking dinosaur, but all furry
Boom.
and whatnot.
Think of how much meat would be on that thing. Num 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 num.
Would
Would it be good or would it be bad?
Bear
it's
meat?
like, well, I like bear meat, but I mean, like,
I've never had bear
now
meat.
the bear's
I've
the
never
size
had
of a
bear meat
whale.
either.
I feel like if it's bigger, I feel like it really depends on what it's itself eating, right? Because like bears, normal sized bears eat a lot of fish and berries.
Yeah,
Tends to be a lot of their diet, but this big ass bear was gonna need more than fucking berries,
he's
right?
fucking picking up goats from people's backyards.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
So if he's not able to like meet that protein requirement, then he's gonna be a pretty scrawny whale-sized
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah, there's not gonna be enough meat. Like, there'll be meat, but it won't be like the good meat, the muscly meat.
He would have to be in one of those like national parks that is like all wooded areas, like those giant ones like in the States and stuff where people go missing all the time.
Yeah.
That's where the whale-sized bear will be.
The one. It's only one. We can't have like a whole
No.
species of these things because it wouldn't work. I
No,
think,
humans would kill them right away.
yeah, like the mammoth, woolly mammoth, like that. That's what it
Giant
makes me think of.
sloths.
Sloths. Those are
Elephants?
dangerous. A fucking elephant, which it would just be the size of like 2 elephants.
Well, I mean, that's why we used to have like animals, alligators, all of those. Like they all used to be so much bigger than what we see now. But like tribes of humans were like, it's easier if we get like 10 of us together and kill one of these giant things and if like we all go out individually and catch a bunch of small ones. So we just kind of like killed all the big ones, and so the small ones survived, and evolution was like, oh, let's just keep getting smaller so humans don't kill us.
Yeah.
That's why Australia still has weird fucking animals, because we didn't get there until thousands of years after we took over the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but they were like, yeah, we can be as amazing as we want, and they're still thriving because like it's not like Australia's killing them off. They're like, it's our life. Look how
So much of Australia just isn't even touched like civilization, So it's like
Because they'll die before they get there.
Yeah, everything can kill you in Australia. Yeah. So bears would be.
Bears is a bad one. Oh, I would love a domestic cat. Size of a whale. It'd be so cute, except for maybe not, because it'd be like, hey, I'm gonna swallow you whole.
Yeah, I was like, the domestic part is where it got me. Like, are cats domestic because they're small? Or because there are wild cats that are domestic, but then you hear a lot of incidences where like their
instincts kick in.
Their instincts kick in, and then they fucking swat at you and give you brain damage. That's
why you don't own a tiger.
I have this little gray cat. Her name's Moshi, and she's constantly jumping out of nowhere to climb up my body. And I'm like, okay. And she's sweet. So you get her whale size. I'm thinking even dog size. And I'm going to get like ripped to shreds.
That's Clifford.
Yeah, fucking Clifford.
Clifford, the big red dog. He's a whale. He's a whale-sized dog.
He is whale-sized. I call Rocket the Clifford, the big white corgi, just because he's so big. Like, he's a Great Pyrenees, but he's twice the size of an average Great Pyrenees. And he's all torso. Like, compared to his body, like, he has big legs, but compared to his body, they're like, his body, there's hair. His body's like this big, but then his legs are like this big. Like, so it's fucking...
We have the same body type.
Yeah.
I'm all torso, baby.
So you're like the corgi of people.
Oh, that would be terrifying, whale-sized.
Corgis?
No, people. There's just one whale-sized white cishet man walking around.
Oh,
I'm the president now,
proportioned, because like you could get large humans who aren't very healthy that are getting pretty big. Like, it's not just fat, like body fat. It's like the size of a whale, like
Yeah.
but average size person.
Like King Kong. Like he was a
Yeah.
proportioned gorilla, but just giant. You know?
Yeah.
Which was terrifying. So I feel like there's a lot of things that could be terrifying if they were bigger.
Almost everything.
Everything.
I don't think there's anything that isn't. I think the whale is the least terrifying thing, whale size.
And that's only because it can't come on land.
Yeah, and the blue whales aren't actually like, they're not orcas. They're not gonna, they only like little, if you're getting their mouth, they're gonna get you, but like they don't, they're not.
They like
purposely trying
krill
to-
or whatever that
Yeah.
those giant schools of fish are, the little ones.
Yeah.
They suck
Yeah,
'em
just
back.
suck it up. Jello.
It just always makes me think of like how you know, like we have like humans over time have developed all these mythological things that were always based on other things, right? Like Loch Ness monsters and stuff like that. And so I always wonder, like, if there was like a giant animal, how long it would take for someone to actually discover it somewhere. If it was
I
just
think
one left.
Nowadays, it wouldn't take that long, right? Like, although
You
no,
would
no,
think, but there's so much that we don't see. Like that's why there's so many people that go missing in like the U.S.
yeah, we don't
national
even
parks.
find our own people. So
Yeah.
like, so it's
It's hard to say, especially in the ocean. Again, I'm terrified of
in
the
ocean and the islands where people haven't been able to go yet because like the tribes of people like murder everybody, which is smart.
Yeah, good for them.
Good for them and the orcas. I like that for them.
Yeah, they're like, we're not getting colonized. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, white people. Like they just know.
I wish we all had that instinct. You know, fucking white people. Okay, giant
think-
ass animals.
I think bugs themselves are all terrifying.
Yeah, are you kidding? A cockroach can live for days with its head, and it doesn't even die because it doesn't have a head. It dies because it can't eat anymore.
Yeah, it's fucking gross. You know, I would be happy though if earwigs were that size, because then I won't be fucking finding them in places. You know, like in my drinks.
You know how big those pincers would be? They could just cut you in half. Just
I'll just stay away. I just don't want them in my drinks.
it makes me think of that Goosebumps episode with the ants.
I can't.
Did you
no,
guys?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
and then I
just-
remember.
Yeah, brief synopsis. Kid has an ant farm, right? Lots of ants, and the mom and stuff are always like, you got to keep the ants like in the farm, whatever. I can't remember exactly what happens, but at some point, you know, there's the classic Goosebump reverse where you thought, oh, he was keeping the ants, but in reality, the ants were keeping them, and the giant ants had a human farm.
Aw, that's sweet.
And they were like giant things, and they're dropping little pellets of food for like their little human farm people.
And the humans are getting it. They're like, oh, off to the
Yeah,
door.
you know, the kids kind of weirded out, but the parents, like in every Goosebumps fashion, is like, this is normal.
This is normal life. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
They're
But
just
yeah,
so
but-
used to it.
They all have little pinchers and stuff, and I feel like that's you know,
That's just to hold on to stuff.
until they don't want to hold on to you.
They're
Dun,
like,
dun, dun.
Nah. Just a human farm. So reminds me of this time Kyle and I and some friends are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Take a drink. And they were villains. So they ended up making Kyle ended up making like a breeding program for humans. Like he had them in a slave dimension and like a breeding program so they could generations make him like this giant castle type thing. I was like, that's dark. Like you just fucking, here you go. This is your cage. Okay.
Well, that ADHD conversation going on, that reminds me of I don't know if you ever watched Community, but
I love Community.
Okay, they have this video game episode that's an RPG, and Abed stays behind in the town, and he unlocks, with the one girl there, and they end up just reproducing a bunch of children to help industrialize the whole town. So he ends up just a bunch of like computer children slaves.
Yeah.
It is
like,
RPG.
why not?
Why not? Like I feel like almost like real life, the minute you dehumanize it's especially because those things it's make believe, it's not actual humans, it's a lot easier to enslave them. Sadly, people do that in real life.
Yeah.
Dehumanize other people that are
Now we're just doing gays mostly here.
yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly.
I'm such a murder hobo in games. Like I'm playing this one game and I wanted to play it like a good character the whole time. I'm like, I'm gonna follow quests, I'm gonna do good, I'm gonna be a good person. And then I accidentally killed one person. And I was like, fuck it. That's it.
Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. I can contain this. So I just killed everybody in one planet. I was like, it's okay. This is it. This is where I'll murder everybody. It's fine. And so far, I've only killed other people a few times. But so
I love that you and I both play games and are avid gamers and stuff like that. But you're like, I tried so hard to be good. I tried I only murdered an entire planet. That's pretty good for me,
Yeah.
Like and me, it's like I can never kill someone that didn't attack me first. I can't do it. I always have to choose the good dialogues. I try to be bad, but then I just feel bad. And I can't. I'm always the good.
Too much empathy for NPCs.
Yes. Well, like we both play Outer Worlds. It's one of the few games that we've both played. And it's like me, I don't kill anyone unless it's like a marauder or like a fight that I have to for a quest. Like that's it. If I can do it through dialogue, I do it through dialogue.
The first time I played, I fucking killed everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. There was nobody. There's like the end scene came up and they're like, fuck, there's nobody here. Like, what do you want?
No, I fill my ship with people. I'm nice to the robots that I can be nice to. Like I was, rolling, like I was doing quests for some of the bad guys just because I didn't want to fight them. Like
didn't want to go any conflict. You're like, no, I can't. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I was like, if I can do this from a peaceful resolution standpoint, I will. But yeah, so that always makes me laugh.
Dawn played Fable once.
Yeah.
Were you a good guy or a bad guy?
Bad.
I'm not surprised. She doesn't care about even real people. Like,
and I'd have like sex with everyone, and like I had so many children. It was great.
Oh my god, I want to play Baldur's Gate 3 just for all the sex scenes. Oh my god.
So I've been letting my kids play that before I knew about all the scenes. I'm like, it's okay. The youngest is 14. They're gonna figure that stuff out.
Yeah, like that's about the age when I figured it out. I'm
Might
sure.
as well.
Maybe a little earlier, yeah.
Well, we try to we're pretty strict with that kind of content. That it needs to be sex is for adults only kind of thing. But I was like, you know what, fuck it. They're probably searching this stuff, obviously. That's what incognito mode is for. So I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not gonna stress. That's it. It's fine. The ban.
It got lifted because of Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, we still have all the safe searches and everything like that. I'm like, I don't care now. It's okay. The youngest is 14. It's time for me to stop caring. Just go.
That'd be a good porn. If they haven't done it yet, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate.
Big balls in all caps. Yeah.
There's like World of Warcraft stuff out there. There's The Witcher. There's
What is it? Rule 43 or whatever.
50.
Like,
I always like the number always changes.
yeah, I
Rule
don't even remember.
37, 52.
Yeah.
Like a rule
Whatever.
number.
The rules of the internet, if it exists, there's porn of it, including giant animals, I'm sure.
Like a giant raccoons.
There is a game that just came out on Steam. It's like $9, indie game, whatever. About like being a trash panda in Toronto.
That's so great.
I think it's even called just like Trash Panda or something. For those non-Canadian listeners, we had a raccoon once that died on a sidewalk, a random sidewalk
in Toronto. Yeah.
And people made a memorial of it, and it got its own Twitter account, and it went on for a while.
Oh yeah.
Like a week or two. Like it was like
There's anniversaries of it, like the year of it happening, and people will still like be like, "Rest in peace."
yeah, they'll bring like gifts to the spot.
Yeah, where this dead raccoon was. So
Because animal control didn't pick it up for like what was
Yeah.
it, 2 days
More
or something ridiculous.
Probably
they just
longer
wouldn't
than
do
that,
their
yeah.
job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you don't do your job, you get clowned. I don't know.
No, they eventually did it because like it got a lot of attention right away, so they had to, but it took a long time.
I love when human beings come together like that. I just wish we did it for like important things.
Like real things.
Yeah, like dead raccoon, yeah, sad, I get it. But there's a lot of dead things every day. But we just put that same energy into that. That'd be great.
Like getting disability support. So instead of a necessity made, you can just get a shelter in the woods and live.
Yeah.
Like that was like the most recent one. There's been other times, but like I think the woman with the sensory disorder was like just give, like she didn't want to, but she didn't want to die. She was like, I just want support.
Yeah, when she chose the euthanasia is because she had like such severe allergies and there was no support for her.
Yeah, like all she needed was a tiny little trailer in the woods. But like I don't know. I feel like there was other ways to go around it, but I think
she's
she
not
asked
even
for help and
the
no one-
case. She's not even the
Yeah.
only case of people that are choosing euthanasia in Canada because that's easier than living disabled.
Yeah,
So.
because there's zero disability support, like bare minimum. Like we have universal health care and it's bare minimum. Although the politicians' pockets are lined up nice and juicy even after they're no longer doing their job. So like like even the seniors that we have, like I guess it's not a disability because you age, but like life becomes difficult. So they've worked their whole lives, paid into the stuff they're supposed to get, and they get nothing. Like it's okay, like why are you fucking taking these taxes for retirement when I'm not gonna get it? Like it's better just to shove your like hold on to that shit. Just keep it.
And like people with disabilities do not have marriage equality. Like a lot of people are like,
take a drink.
Sorry, guys.
No worries. You're here. We appreciate your commitment.
You're like nodding. People can't see it, but on YouTube they will. So it's fine. You're participating for YouTube only.
Yeah.
Exclusive.
YouTube exclusive.
But like a lot of people think we all have marriage equality now because like the gays can marry. Wow. But like if you're on disability and you get married, you lose your disability if your partner makes a certain amount. And now your partner is financially responsible for you, which now puts you in a more vulnerable situation because now you can't leave your partner, even if something ever changes, becomes abusive, whatever, because you don't have any of your own income. You're fucked.
Yeah.
So.
It's not good. Not good.
But I do want to mention one good thing that did come out of the Canadian government this week. Federally, my favorite. It's now going to be the responsible of businesses to provide female sanitary products like tampons and pads to all of their female employees.
Good.
Starting in January.
Yes. The Hamilton Library does free tampons.
Yeah, I know
In their
personally.
Yeah, which is amazing.
Me and Sonia went to the library and I started my period and I was like, oh no, like crap, we're gonna have to like go right now. And then like, so I did the toilet paper thing, whatever. I go to the sink to like wash my hands. I turn around to the dryer and right beside it was tampons, like free tampons. And I was like, okay. So then I grabbed one and I went to the bathroom, did my thing, washed my hands again, and then I came out to see Sonia. I was like, there's tampons. I've never been so excited for something in my entire life
It's
than free
something
tampons.
so simple too, just to like feel seen.
Yeah.
And like on their bathroom doors, it says, use whatever bathroom you think you should be using. Like
That's
we support
amazing.
all humans. And then they said, if you don't feel comfortable using one of these bathrooms, staff will let you use their private bathroom kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, fucking just another thing that shows that like libraries are so fucking important just because you can just exist and it's amazing. Like it's,
Well, I just want to say to any female Canadian worker out there, now this is going to be the hard part because a lot of businesses will feign ignorance. They won't know this passing law and they won't know what's going on. Basically, I believe the ruling is kind of under the same guise as like they have to provide bathrooms and toilet paper. And now to make it equality, right, they have to provide sanitary products for women. If men, trans men have periods too, they got to provide products. So if you are working, let your fucking bosses know. That way, do it via email, by the way.
Yeah.
Do it via text-based. That way, if they do not do that and you bring it up and they fire you, reprimand you, whatever, you have like a case started because it is now like federally, that is what they have put forth. So now we have to do the hard part.
like getting them to follow
through.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we've been fighting for that for a while. And it's just so great that like it happened.
The fact that we have to pay for it at all. Like I didn't choose to have a period. Believe me, I don't want it. I'm done having children. I don't need to know I'm not pregnant every month.
Yeah. Like I don't need to like be like, oh yes. Like yeah, it's fine. I don't need
my
it.
husband snipped. Like I have there's nothing. And I don't need this system anymore except for like the hormone shit, like
and that could be medication, like or a shot in the arm. I don't
so frustrating.
Cramps, headache, sensitivity to light.
Oh my god!
Sound,
just like the emotions, the hormones. I feel like a little crybaby bitch, and I'm like, I'm not weak. And then my period comes, I'm like, I told you.
Yeah. It's like I'm not like a touchy person. Like touch is not my love language. But like when it's like I like hormonal because of like PMS thing, I'm like, Kyle, I love you. Give me a hug.
That's the only time you're like physically.
Yeah,
you're like,
it's the only time I'm like that with Dave is like we're both seriously sick, which has been this week, or if I'm having period cramps, then I just need my belly rubbed, and I'm just like, just rub it, and then any other time I'm like, don't touch me, but like period time, I'm like, rub my belly, rub my back, rub my belly, rub my back.
That's so funny because like Chris's love language is physical touch, which means I get like a back massage every night. And I'm like, that's fine. Like that,
Oh, I can't even.
No. That's too much. That's oversensitivity. No.
I think like he does the elbow thing right into my shoulder.
No, I
blades.
can't get any touch. No, my spine, like it hurts when my bones are touched. Like, well, I think we talked about this in our last episode where if I'm touched, it feels like fire and it lasts for like a few seconds. Like, so if I walk into a door, it's not like that part didn't hurt. It's the seconds after where like what are those called? Your pain thing? Yeah, or just are like tingling,
firing off. They're just your nerve endings are just like warning signs. Someone here, guys. Someone touch something.
It's like it's so useless. It's like the smell of grass when you cut it. It's to warn other grass something is happening. Where the fuck you gonna go, grass? Where are you gonna go?
Oh my god, could you imagine whale-sized grass?
That would be a bitch to cut. Like that would just be
Like at that point, would it be able to move?
like
At that point, the grass is like,
Like,
I'm here. It's just
I imagine it'd be like trees. Like those don't go anywhere.
well, they move a little bit. It just takes them like hundreds and thousands of years.
They're not moving. The ground around them is moving.
This
Fucking octopus.
yeah, it's like I mean,
Am I high? What is this conversation?
I'm just saying their roots oddly familiar to octopus tentacles. Like you just they're just slower at it. I mean, I watched Lord of the Rings. I know how it works.
Yeah. That's like history. That's like Discovery Channel. What is that? I'm trying to
The History Channel, and they're like aliens. They're like giant
Yeah.
trees.
Giant trees. They have a name. I forget.
I can't remember.
It's like
It's been a while since I've
I don't know.
researched.
Fucking
But-
Groot. That's not it.
But they're slow because
Yeah.
they're big things of bark, you know? I mean, they're living. Maybe their brains got bigger when they grew.
Trees are still pretty fucking big. How much bigger are they getting?
Or maybe they're getting like these are like I don't know. I'm thinking like maybe a small tree whale sized.
Like a dwarf apple tree?
Yeah.
It's
Make
just-
that well. Could you imagine the size of those apples? They just fucking shake and knock you down.
There's brain damage.
They go all Wizard of Oz on you and just start throwing their own apples, you know?
This conversation's really making me think I'm hot. Like, what medication did I take?
Back to the grass.
Okay.
Would it smell stronger if you cut it?
Well, I
Because
would
it's
imagine because like
bigger?
it's fragrance veins or whatever it is that makes it smell are bigger. So like that means there's more. Maybe they're actually screaming since they're so big. And on top of the smell, it's screaming. Guys, what the fuck? What the fuck?
That's just their breath. Like that's what we're smelling. is
Yeah.
their-
Because we can't hear because they're too little. Poor grass.
Okay, now I'm like, okay, so depending on like the plant that's whale size, can you imagine the pollen?
Oh, my nose.
That would wipe us out. You'd fucking die.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, you just suffocate. Like anyone with any pollen allergy, just like, oh, it'd be the happening, but giant plants. So it'd
yeah.
actually be scary instead
It
of
would
just
be
watching the wind go. Mark Wahlberg's like, it's happening. I don't know what he says in that movie. That's just
Well,
what I am.
It's probably the title. They always say the title.
Don, do you have any giant whale sized things that would
No.
be scary?
No, I don't.
Take a drink.
I'm dying.
The cold virus.
Yeah.
Fucking- just the bacteria, just like, oh.
Oh my god,
my
any
God,
bacteria.
I would love to see bacteria whale size, just like living life, just like oh. That's what I imagine. Bacteria moves.
It wouldn't be able to. So it wouldn't be able to infect us. It'd be too big.
But
to
wouldn't it
get-
try to like come up and like, hey, let me get in you? But like it's bigger than you?
The problem would be that it would reproduce really fast.
Oh my gosh, the whole planet. Blah, blah.
Yeah, within like a day, probably. But
Yeah.
like it couldn't infect us. It would just like take over everything.
Could you go through it? Are they solid? Or are they
No, I think it's plasma. Is it plasma?
I think so.
I gotta go my mind palace.
Go to your mind palace. I think it's like plasma, so you wouldn't be able to like breathe inside of it, but you probably could go through it. Like it's not plant-based, so it doesn't have a cell wall. It's an animal cell, which is usually like you need a lot of them to build like, hard to go through things.
It shows that they behave more like solids. Cells are comprised of solid wall and membranes. Oh, wait, that's a cell. Hold on.
Well, it's a virus. If we're talking about
matter.
like
Germs are matter.
Well, are we talking germs or are we talking like viruses? Because most colds are like virus based.
Yeah, okay, let's do
and viruses technically aren't alive. They act alive, but they don't they're not alive.
They don't any bacteria.
Theory.
There's good bacteria and there's bad bacteria.
Virus and bacteria are different. Bacteria is living. It follows the reproduction.
We'll do bacteria. It has to be a living thing. Bacteria. What is it? What am I looking for? Solid?
I don't know.
Question mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like bacteria would cause like infections and shit. What strep? No, strep is bacteria. Streptococcal.
Yeah, streptococcus.
Yeah.
It's a free-form growth inhibiting substances. Listen, this isn't it. I want to know if I can walk through bacteria.
Okay, we need a science podcast to come on an episode someday. We have questions. Like, if a bacteria was the size of a whale, what would happen? Okay, first things first.
Can bacteria enter the body through skin? These can cause skin infections.
Wounds. Yeah, open wounds.
Yeah, so if you're walking through it, it's gonna murder you. That's it.
That's it.
Impetigo, guys. We're all gonna get fucking impetigo.
Yeah, I mean, there's no amount of amoxicillin that would be able to save you at that point.
And bacteria can walk. Yeah, they're becoming scarier and scarier.
Well, it's because of our overuse of penicillin and a lot of people not finishing it. So like bacteria always follows under like bottleneck theory, which is what a lot of people thought COVID would be, but like viruses don't follow bottleneck theory, but living things do, like bacteria. So it's like when they prescribe you your freaking amoxicillin, penicillin,
take it
whatever,
all, even when you feel better. Take it all, the whole thing.
Oh my god! Like even when the symptoms stop, doesn't mean it's all gone.
So I know this. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Creating super bugs, and then they survive, and then they create.
Well,
more
it's funny that
bugs.
you mentioned streptococcus because my son Nicholas had strep, and because he was going between my house and my mother-in-law's, because I was working, and so was my husband. We think he missed a couple of doses, and streptococcus turned into rheumatic fever, and that's when streptococcus goes to your heart, and that was scary as fuck. And then he had to be on penicillin until he was 14.
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying. Like I was a preteen and I had a UTI, classic, whatever, and I'm not taking medication regularly. Ends up in my kidneys. Like fuck. Like that. Take it all.
Yes. Or you'll make Kyle sad. So when Kyle and I started dating, I kept getting strep throat because I lived in a secondhand smoke home, and that's one of the reactions I get. And I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel better. I would stop taking my meds. Then Kyle would get fucking strep throat. And then he would take all of his meds and get better. And then I would get it. And then it was just like this whole circle where it was like, the doctor's like, okay, if you get it one more time, we're going to take out your tonsils. And he's like, okay. And then he found out that I wasn't taking all of my medicine. And he's like, you fucking bitch. Yeah, take all your medicine.
Yeah. 100%. I mean, it's even the same with like we keep using harsher and harsher cleaners on things, and there's a reason they say 99.9% effective. And the issue is that 0.1% that's still living is making it harder to clean, so then we keep having to make harsher and harsher cleaners. And it's like that's for viruses a lot too, but it's not but it's mostly like bacteria, because the way bacteria produces over the way viruses produce, which is the difference between why viruses aren't considered living. But it's just we're just fucked. I feel so sorry for the next in 3 generations from now, if you live like
I just want to say bacteria also have eyes, so they can see where they're going. Okay, so I kept reading about bacteria, and I have decided out of all of the fucking creatures in the planet, the size is bacteria.
I agree with you. I think there's a reason they're small.
Yeah.
I would
agree with you too.
Oh my God. What if that's the like apocalypse is bacteria, because they've grown so big they can fight us now, and like they're like, oh, I don't know, they have bacteria guns now, like that's
they're from America.
Oh yeah, they're just, even the children have the big ones.
Yeah,
so even children bacteria, well, children bacteria are also adult bacterias.
Yeah,
they
it's all the same bacteria. It's not like, oh, they get little children.
Yeah, fucking Tim.
Just like, I have this bacteria theory. I do have a question. So bacteria is generally it's a one-celled organism. So is it that one cell is now whale-sized, or did all the little bacteria get together and they're like, wait a minute. Humans are made of multiple cells. What if we got together and then a bunch of the bacteria morph into a giant bacteria?
I think that'd be more scarier because then they're all thinking as a hive mind, and that wouldn't be good. Now they're like thinking beings, and they're like, hey, we can do things. I'd rather them be like, oh, we should adapt very slowly. Like, I like that. I like oh, this isn't working out, let's adapt. Not the, hey, Bub, look what I figured out. And he's like, oh, look, stay together, we get bigger. And then they're like, George comes in, and no, I don't like that.
Well, it's just because, like, so scientists are obviously working on nano robots and stuff like that, and they're working on trying to teach nano robots to learn how to do things. And like, they're really stupid tests. Like, they have like a bunch of these nano robots, and they're like, they have to move one little thing over a small gap, and so you see like them try to figure it out and whatever else. And that's how I'm imagining these bacteria. They're like figuring it out, but then one day they'll fucking get it. And then that's not what we want. We don't want
these
that.
Scientists didn't watch Stargate. The replicators. See? They like, it's not good.
Well, so many fucking zombie things and all this stuff, they all start in a lab.
Yeah, fucking labs, man.
Fucking labs.
And okay, Joe Rogan has his flaws. Of course, I am a strong Joe Rogan hater, but he did have this series where he was almost doing investigative journalism for a little bit on TV, like almost,
where he has a team doing all the work for him.
Well, he was there doing the interviews, I mean, he still has a team doing it for him on his podcast, but he was actually like asking the hard-hitting questions at that moment. And there is so many private laboratories in the US that you can just go in and pay a fee to use the lab for a couple hours. And I don't think everyone should have access to that. And that's really bad. Maybe people should. But like, if you don't have free healthcare, I feel like having free laboratory paying for laboratory time probably isn't like, that's how like evil villains start.
Yeah.
You can just
there's
fuck around
broke
with
college
bacteria and
students.
shit.
Yeah. They're like, oh, like I need $20, so they'll go and do
They're
this
pretty
test.
cheap too. Like, and you
Yeah.
can have access to like chemicals and shit. And I'm just like, maybe not. Like, maybe like this is how like most people learn how to like build bombs. They just fucking Google it nowadays and then go to a lab.
Well, you don't need to go to a lab. You can like do stuff in your own garage.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Home
You
Depot
can make
trip and you're
meth,
good.
like in Walmart's bathroom. I guess.
you know.
I've done it so many times.
How do you think we afford this podcast?
It's fucking meth. That's it. Although, like, I'm not selling it. I'm taking it.
I feel like we should
saving.
write this movie of this like bacteria becoming like hive mind. And
I don't
then,
like it. I don't like it. That's
Which
not
means-
my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be a good movie. And maybe meth is what solves it. Like meth kills
Meth kills
bacteria.
bacteria.
It should. It's fucking meth. Yeah.
I need some meth actually right
Like
now.
in,
Can I get
in
some meth?
fucking like hoses, like firefighter hoses, or like, ah, you got like a
Fucking meth. All like the people, like all the people that do drugs, make drugs, whatever. They're the ones that save the day, not the doctors.
the underdogs.
Yeah.
Yay! Billy
This movie
Bob
writes
and his
itself.
garage.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I don't. That's like my most. Whenever I think of like redneck hillbilly meth heads, I think Billy Bob. I say meth head. That's such a derogatory term. I don't actually mean people with addictions. I just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
Addictions is a serious thing. That's
Yeah.
just for fun. That's just my for
For
fun.
funsies.
I don't actually judge anyone who has addictions. Like that's your own struggle. It's just for funsies.
Well, it's like that guy, like that one politician that was like, oh, well, if you're gonna be a cab, then the next time you get robbed, call a meth head or something instead of a cop. And I'm like, have you met a meth head? They're so resourceful.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
I'd be like, I'm coming at you like this. And if you get hit,
they
it's on
would
your
actually
fault.
get shit done, not a cop with a notepad. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah,
No.
like, no.
I've
for
never
sure.
met a cop after the fact, well, even during, but like after the fact, actually get the job done. Like, how hard is it to write a paper? I could have fucking done that. You wanted me to email you? I could have done that. Defund the police. I can send an email.
Yes. I mean, I kind of loved Breaking Bad for that because it kind of showed like the people you didn't think would cooking meth, and then it kind of humanized people that are doing,
Meth.
those drugs. It's like, why are they doing those drugs? It's usually trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you had basic like healthcare and mental health care, the amount of people addicted to drugs would decrease significantly. There's still people going to be addicted. Like that's just it is. But like if if all your needs are being met and you're getting support, you have no reason to escape life. Like that.
Also,
But-
I'm from the mindset it's your body. Like, do what you want with it. Like, I feel like these drugs should be sold safely and legally, and if you
without
wanna,
the risk of fentanyl, poisoning,
right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's like if you want to go to your house and do heroin, fine. Like, I have no issue with that. It's just generally you can't go to your house and do it. Generally, the to get the money to do it is a problem. Generally, it's not a good supply of heroin. Generally, like there's all these other issues with it that I don't have a problem with the drugs inherently. Like, I feel like it's a neutral moral ground.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like a lot of people rather live their lives instead of being high all the time.
Yeah.
Like sure, like a recreational thing, but most people want to be sober and want to live their life. That's just what people want to do. It's just really hard right now, and it's getting harder. Like
Yeah. And I mean the definition of sober changes, right? Like like a lot of people that don't do hard drugs say they're sober, but then they'll smoke weed and drink. which is called
Yeah.
like California sober now, and it's like you're still not you're still using a substance regularly, you know. So it's like that's why I just view it as a neutral thing, and it's just like the system, like the war on drugs was terrible. It didn't solve anything.
Like any war.
Like any war. Most wars aren't actually wars because it has to have two equal combatants, but usually it's one occupying territory, you know, one that controls the air and controls the systems, and yeah, that's not a war technically by definition. So
by definition, yeah, war is two sides, people, two sides.
Yeah. Well, we're getting to the end of this, so I do want to end it on a happy note. Henry Kissinger died.
You seem like a happy note.
Yeah. Woo! I mean, he lived to 100, so it's a bit of a sad note. But he was
fucking 100.
Died at 100. Yeah.
Oh my
God!
god!
All the war crimes, all the kids and women he killed in Afghanistan, all the genocidal policies he put in for the United States. Well, it finally caught up to him, I guess, at 100 years old. Only the good die young, but he finally died. So, rip.
Rip.
Rest in pieces, bitch. It's never too soon to celebrate Kissinger's death.
No, like it happened yesterday. And we just found out about it. It's like today has been a good day.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been celebrating since last night. So it's one reason I'm drinking on a Thursday.
Although, like, it'd be better to celebrate it since, like, when like there's witches and once they die, the curses die. So, like, maybe now that he's dead, his curses should be dead too. Like, it's just,
I fucking wish. But now we have Netanyahu carrying on the curses in Israel. So,
damn.
Too many genocidal witches.
That's right. Go back to like the pagan, those witches. Let's do those ones. Those ones are great. Domri's like, I'm fucking done.
That's like, okay.
Domri's like, let's fucking say bye already, guys. Quit getting distracted. You started saying goodbye and then you fucking got distracted.
I just wanted to say that because I'm so happy. Yay! It's okay to celebrate the death of terrible people. Don't feel bad for that. Yeah. Like, would you not celebrate Hitler's death? That'd be weird if you didn't. Like,
it'd be weird. Don't be weird.
Yeah. God. So we don't really have anything to plug. I just want to say thank you so much to our VIP Patreon, Stephanie Hurst, who donated to our Tipsy All the Way live stream, and just being there, being so supportive. We do have other Patreons, but she's the only one at the top tier, so we only get to say her name. So yeah, check out, she's an author. Check out her stuff. As well as the last week of December, we will be posting segments from our Tipsy All the Way live stream. So you have tons of bonus content during Christmas holidays to catch up on. So keep an ear out for that. And other than that, everyone have a good night. Dawn, hopefully you feel better.
Hopefully.
Feel better, bitch. I'm gonna like send you my ADHD meds just to like help perk you up.
All right.
We'll get her some meth.
Fucking meth.
I need all the
legal meth. It's legal meth. I
need all the legal meth.
Only if you don't have ADHD. If you have ADHD, it's not gonna.
It just doesn't make you excited. Like it just keeps.
Dawn, do you have ADHD?
Probably.
I think I'll be like, she'll be like, this is the best fucking day I can focus. You're like expecting to be high, then all of a sudden, like all your things that you have listed gets done. Like you're like,
he's like, I'm so productive.
Yeah,
it's like I wrote so much of my book today.
Yeah, and it's not like the ADHD gave you more energy; it just gave you the ability to stay on task. Like,
well, thank you so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.